Hey, what's up, folks? Hello, how you doing, man? I'm doing fine, David. What's up? How you doing? I'm doing all right. Oh, I forgot to shut. Hey, shut that quiet. All right, here we go. That should be better now. You shouldn't be able to hear the echo. What is up, folks? First of all, tell me if my audio is fine because it may not be. Uh, this is kind of last minute. How is the audio? I had to shut up the echo just now. Oh boy, the time has come, folks. The time has come. Royal Rumble. No more speculation, no more BS, no more asinine takes online. Okay, we're here. The Royal Rumble is tomorrow. And I am pretty sure I know who's gonna win all these matches. At least I think I do. But we'll see how it turns out. I am feeling pretty good about my selections. I'm not worried one bit. But we'll see. Last year was pretty predictable. I called Rhea Ripley winning. I called Cody Rhodes winning. It was obvious. We'll see how it goes this time around. But it should be good. It should be a good show. The most anticipated Royal Rumble in a while. It's gonna set records, I'm sure, with views. It's gonna be good. I am going to talk about these matches here in a second using Twitter because I'm lazy. Let's show Twitter real quick. So let's do this. Here we go. All right, let's use Twitter to my. Oh yeah, this was by the way, this is crazy. ESPN put out the little list of rankings of the top 60 performers next year. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Let's look at. So the first match on the card is going to be the Men's Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure. I'm damn near positive. That's what it was last year, and I expect it to be the same. So I don't think anything other than the Men's Royal Rumble will open up the show. So, what the heck? Here you go. Cropping. Okay, I see what's going on here. Anyway, the Men's Royal Rumble will open up the show. I'm pretty sure that CM Punk is winning this thing. I am relatively sure that CM Punk, who they're literally following around with all these cameras, it's like a vlog for crying out loud. For me, the main event should be. It should be the main event. I agree. It should. It should be, but it won't be. It should always be the. I think the Royal Rumble should. I think the women should open the show, and the men should close. But it won't be like that for whatever reason. It'll be like it'll be the men opening, and then Roman Reigns closing because Roman Reigns. It'll be a 40-minute Roman Reigns match. That we all know the outcome. We all know that Roman will retain, but for whatever reason, it's going to be Roman Reigns. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, Roman will main event because it's Roman. It should be the women opening and the men closing with the Royal Rumble matches, but that's not the case. When it comes to the men Royal Rumble, it's clear that for me it's three options. It's CM Punk, it's Cody Rhodes, and it's Drew McIntyre. Now Drew McIntyre, I give Drew like a 1% chance. Give Cody about 9%. More than 19, and then I give CM Punk like 80. I think CM Punk's gonna win this because at this point, I don't think you want to have CM Punk come in and make the claim about being my goal is to main event WrestleMania and not do it. It's kind of lame. There's talk about maybe postponing it till next year. I don't agree. I think you should pull the trigger now. And if you're gonna pull the trigger now, then you're gonna have to have CM Punk win it now. He's doing all the media. They're literally shooting a vlog, like they're following him around. For me, it's pretty obvious that CM Punk's gonna win. And I think they should pull the trigger on it. Honestly, I don't think they should waste any time. Let them have it. You could argue that it should be Cody again. The last time we had back-to-back winners for the Royal Rumble was Austin. I think it was 97 and 98. Austin. I believe it's too samey. It's too samey. You can't have CM Punk. You can't have Cody Rhodes win it last year, then face Roman in the main event of Mania, then do it again, have him win again, then have him face Roman in the final of Mania. I don't like that. It's too repetitive. Change it up a bit. You can have CM Punk win the Rumble and have Cody Rhodes win the Chamber to set up the match with Roman. That gives him more adversity, more adversity for Cody Rhodes. They should have Cody Rhodes come in at one, go all the way to the end and get eliminated by CM Punk, because he came in at 30 last year. So you flip it on his head. You have him come in at one, have him go through all the trials and tribulation, all the adversity of the Rumble, all the nonsense, the Drew McIntyres, the Jey Usos, everybody coming at him for the entire Rumble. In the very end, he loses to CM Punk. That's what you do. Give him a taste of his own medicine. Have CM Punk come in at 30. Just like Cody Rhodes came in at 30 last year. CM Punk comes in at 30 at this year. Cody Rhodes comes in at 1. He goes all the way to the end and gets eliminated. He's shocked. He's horrified. He's hurt. Then you have to figure out another way to get to Mania. And the other way is the Chamber. There's a big PLE in Australia, in Perth. Big PLE, big time show. You have Cody Rhodes win the Elimination Chamber in Perth, a big stadium show, and that'll give him to Roman, the Roman match in Mania. CM Punk should win the Royal Rumble. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I don't really think you should try to fight it at this point. Perfect story would be Punk at 1, since that was his 24. Oh, okay. Punk coming in. I don't know if I want old man Punk starting at 1. That's the only issue. I'm nervous about Punk. He's kind of injury prone. I don't want any injuries for Punk. I'm scared of Punk getting injured. That's why I think, if Cody's going to finish the story, it's the ultimate story, right? Finish the story. What better story than Cody Rhodes come in at 1, go all the way and still not win it? Because he has to find another route. CM Punk scares me. He's kind of injury prone these days. I don't want him to come in at 1 and have to go the whole route. That's what scares me about CM Punk. I'm nervous about his injury history. I think you already have Seth Rollins. You want to do CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins already injured. Do you really want to have CM Punk go an hour in the Rumble? He can, sure, but I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. I don't want to risk any injuries. Right? Yes, it scares me. It scares me, his injuries. So I have CM Punk winning the Rumble. I have Cody going the distance. I have Drew McIntyre facing off against everybody and causing a problem for everybody in the damn Rumble. He's gonna be the wild card. But yeah, Gunther is not winning it. Jey Uso is not winning it. No one else but those three haven't got a chance. And Drew McIntyre is like a dark horse. It's CM Punk for me all the way. I think, speaking of this Rumble, the women are not defending at all. No Rhea, no Io. I think Rhea Ripley will have her moment in this Rumble. Like, she'll make her appearance. This is where her appearance will come. I think she'll come in with Dominic. She'll come down there. She'll try to help Dominic stay in the Rumble, and that's how we'll get her face on the screen. Because you have 4 matches. Only one of them is the Rumble for the women, and the champions for the women are not really featured. So you feature Rhea via the men's Rumble. Don't have her come in the Rumble. That'd be weird. Like, why would you have her in the Rumble with Dominic? She should be wanting Dominic to win. So she comes down there, she interferes in a Rumble, she kind of helps him stay alive, and eventually Dominic gets eliminated, and that takes her out of the picture. So she comes down with Dominic, and that's how you get Rhea Ripley on the show. So there's that. Any surprises for the men's? But besides NXT, NXT talent would be Braun Breaker and Carmella Hayes. That's what I want to see. Anything else would be cherry on the top, but those two I want. Legend for the men. I'm kind of I'm kind of boring in the sense that I kind of want the talent to get rewarded. So if you're on the roster and you're like busting your butt all year, have them be in the Rumble rather than have like the goofy legend come down. No Hulk Hogan, no Jerry the King Lawler, no Michael Cole, nothing goofy like that. I would accept maybe a Corey Graves. Maybe you want to have a moment in the Rumble, that's fine. Maybe Pat McAfee, something like that. But no legends. Keep the old people out. Let the young folk who've been there all year competing, let them have their shine in the Rumble. That's what I say. But I could be wrong about that. Maybe there'll be a legend. I'll be like, oh snap, I'm happy they put him in there, you know. But for right now, I would say keep the legends, keep the old folk out. But besides that, they're gonna be a whole bunch of face-offs between Drew McIntyre hates everybody. So Drew has positioned himself to be one of the big players in the Rumble and one of the big players in general. Face-off between him and Jey Uso will be big. Face-off between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Face-off between Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. Because of all his work he's done, he's the guy that is interesting to see how the story unfolds because of Drew McIntyre. Probably get more appearances from Regal, but yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it if I'm like, I'm sure during the moment when it happens, I'll be excited to see it. But right now, I'm just looking forward to seeing like the storylines and like give like those spots to the talent that have not really been in the Rumble and haven't had that many moments. Logan Paul will be in his own match. So besides that, let's see what else going on with the men's Royal Rumble. So I have CM Punk winning. Rhea Ripley comes down with Dom. CM Punk comes in at 1. Drew McIntyre, Jay. That's only like the big stories. Like Drew, Punk, Cody, and Gunther are the final 4. And Gunther, I can see him in the final 4 again. Cody, Drew, yeah, that's a solid final 4, David. Punk, Drew, Cody, and Gunther is a solid final 4. Can't complain about that. Yeah, that's where I see it as well. And I think it's gonna open the show. So open the show. But yeah, I have no issue with that whatsoever. For the next, we can talk about all these matches. There's no like order, but like you have something to say about the men's Royal Rumble. Continue. You can go ahead. The next match I think on the card will be Logan versus Cody Rhodes. Kevin Owens. Not Cody Rhodes. Kevin Owens. This is no brainer. Logan Paul will retain. I think this will be a good match. I really think it'll be a good match. I don't think that there's going to be too much shenanigans here. I think, yeah, not too much shenanigans. I don't think. I think it will be pretty straightforward. Logan Paul will beat Kevin Owens. It should be a very good match. Both of them are very good performers. I think it'll go like 20 minutes. I think this whole entire PLE will be 3 hours. 1 hour for the Women's Royal Rumble, 1 hour for the men's, about 20 minutes for Logan and Kevin Owens, and about 40 minutes because Roman Reigns main events somehow get the 40 minutes every freaking time because of interference, stuff like that. You'll have a bunch of interference. So that'll get to 40. So we have a 3 hour show with plus promos, plus letting the moments breathe, you know. But this will be a good match. Logan Paul is looking to be more active. He wants to be more a part of the roster. He wants to show up more, which is cool. Do you remember 2 years when Bianca won the Elimination Chamber and people on Twitter were saying she overpushed? Bianca was hated ever since day one. Yeah, I remember that. It was silly because the story dictated that it was going to be Bianca versus Becky Lynch. When the story is obvious, you have to figure out a way to get to that match. Bianca won the Royal Rumble already, so they said, okay, we'll have her win the Elimination Chamber. I don't know why people thought that wasn't going to happen. It was pretty obvious. But like for me, when it comes to storytelling with WWE, most of the time it's obvious. You see the direction, you see the picture, right? I see Becky versus Rhea this year, right? Just like before, I saw Bianca versus Becky 2 years ago. Okay, so if that's the vision, you have to get to that match somehow. So Elimination Chamber is something Bianca never won. Which brings me back to my other point I made last stream about Becky and Rhea. Becky won the Royal Rumble already. Know what she hasn't done? She's never competed in the Elimination Chamber match. So why not have Becky Lynch win the Chamber to get to Rhea? She never competed in the Chamber. It's something new. It's something different. She's all about doing new things and making new accomplishments. It makes sense for her to win the Chamber to get to Rhea. Sounds like this is like straightforward. It's not genius stuff here. Like it's obvious. It's obvious stuff. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of people said she was overpushed, but the story dictated that Bianca gets back to Becky that year. So it was weird. Yeah, so I have Logan Paul winning. Nothing too interesting here. Will we get an interference? Will he win clean? I think he should win clean. Let Logan Paul win clean. Honestly. Yeah. I don't know why I'm getting a connection unstable issue here. I'm gonna ignore it until something weird happens. Elimination Chamber that year, Alexa. Some people, yeah, she came back that year. She returned that year. Alexa Bliss did, and a lot of her fans were upset that she didn't win. But it was once again, it was obvious that Bianca was going to face Becky. But whatever. All right, so that's pretty straightforward. The next match on the card will be the Women's Royal Rumble. I talked about this before. We'll use this graphic right here. Here we go. The Women's Royal Rumble will be the next one. Yeah. It's going to be Bayley is the winner. I say that because I think that's the top story they're going with. She's doing a lot of media. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Bayley is doing a lot of media. A lot of media. A lot. USA Today, this story, that story. She's doing a lot of media. I think she's doing a lot of media because she is going to be positioned to win the Royal Rumble this year, and I'm fine with it. I've got no complaints. Let Bayley have that moment. Let her win. I see no problem with that whatsoever. I think Bayley's going to win it. Next would be Becky Lynch, but again, like I said before, she's a two-time winner. She never competed in the Chamber. She wants to compete in the Chamber. She said that in interviews and in podcasts. She said that I would like to compete in the Chamber at Perth in Australia. So why not do it? I don't see a problem with having her go through the Chamber to get to Rhea. It's something new, something different, a new accomplishment for her. So you have Becky win the Chamber. You have Bayley win the Rumble for the first time. She's the one horsewoman who's never had a singles championship match at Mania. She left off Mania 37, and she's hurt by that. She's done a lot of work. I'm fine with Bayley getting this moment. I think I pitched an entire story about how Dakota Kai is going to come down because she's cleared. She said she's not cleared. Dakota Kai has said that she's not cleared until February. At first she said January, then she changed it to February. I say she's cleared, and I say she's going to show up in the Rumble. There'll be an entire story there, and maybe that's when the turn will happen. There's a lot of different ways you could go, a lot of different story paths, not a lot of different twists and turns you can do. But ultimately, I think Bayley will win the Rumble, and if they're smart, they'll have Damage Control turn on her during the Rumble. That way, the audience will get behind Bayley when they see the turn, and they could if they see her being wronged, then maybe that'll spear the comeback for Bayley, and then Bayley will win the Rumble that way. No. Jade Cargill. Yeah, I have her not coming. I think she'll be in the Rumble. If for me, I would not put her in the Rumble because if she's not going to win the Rumble, she shouldn't be in it. Because the second they see her, they're gonna say, "Oh, there's Jade Cargill. Here comes the push. Here comes the win." And I think that is a mistake. If she's not going to win the Rumble, I think you should keep her out. But I think she might be in there. She'll get a bunch of eliminations. But then you have to figure out a way to get her eliminated while keeping her strong. And then do you have an actual story to tell there? Do you have actual creative for her? I don't know. But we'll see. I think she'll probably be in there. Um I think it's a mistake, but I think she'll be in there. The final four for the women, probably Bailey, Dakota, maybe Bianca, maybe another person. I think Becky and Nia, that should be like the feud within the match. I think they should both eliminate each other, like simultaneously, maybe. But I do have Becky Lynch eliminating Nia for sure. I think. Yeah, I agree, Dan. I have her Raw After Mania start the new season with Jade. Everyone says that the Raw After Mania is boring, so why not have a splash? Say, oh, Jade's debut at the Raw. That's what everybody's gonna be talking about. Jade finally makes her debut at the Raw After Mania, a big showing. It's like a talking point for the Raw After Mania, like a big thing. Oh, Jade is here. It's in Raw After Mania, like a new start of the season. So you start the new season with Jade telling new stories, and then you have the draft. So now that she's showcased herself at the Raw After Mania, then you have the draft coming up within like 3 or 4 weeks. Then the question is, where's Jade gonna go? Where's she gonna go? Is SmackDown gonna draft her? Is Raw gonna draft her? That'll be the storyline for Jade. People saying they want Bianca versus Jade simply because they are black. I think the comparison and the matchup and constantly pitching them together against each other, that constant like set up, that constant fancy booking, has a lot to do with the fact that they're both big, strong, talented black women. That's just the truth. Okay, if Jade was white, she would not be paired against Bianca all the time. They would not be compared all the time. That's just a fact. I'm not gonna. I mean, this be real about it. All right. So in order to avoid that comparison all the time, you don't put them against each other right away. Do you have the Bianca versus Jade face off right out the gate? I say no. But if you're going to put them in the both in the Royal Rumble, you may not be able to avoid that. If she's not in the Rumble, then you can avoid it. But I would think they should postpone the Bianca Jade face off as long as possible. If they have them face off in the Rumble, everyone is going to think that is the Mania match, and that is a mistake. Okay? If they face off during the Rumble, everyone will say, "Oh, that's the Mania match, Bianca versus Jade at Mania." I think they should avoid that at all cost. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that is just me. All right. So there's a lot to talk about the women's Royal Rumble. A lot to talk about here. I think Becky eliminates Nia. I think Naomi is going to be there. This talk of AJ Lee and Mercedes Moné, I think that's a pipe dream. I think AJ Lee is possible. I think AJ Lee is more possible than Mercedes at this point. I don't think Mercedes Moné is going to show up in the Rumble. If they did sign her, which is looking like they didn't, but let's say they did sign her, I would have Mercedes Moné show up at the end of the show the same way they did CM Punk at Survivor Series. I have the main event go as planned, the lights go dark, and she makes her return at the end of the show, surprising everyone. That way it's harder to be spoiled, because if she's in the Rumble, you have to plan that. Talent will know about it. It may get out. I say you save her for the end of the show and have that be the cap of the show. But ultimately, I don't think Mercedes Moné will be there. I'm starting to believe the dirt sheets that she probably is on her way to AEW, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I can't. Whatever makes her happy is what I'm. If she's happy, I'm happy. That's the deal. At the Rumble to set. Why am I reading this small text when I can see right here? At the Rumble, at the Rumble to set the match for Bianca at Mania. I think if Charlotte wasn't injured, she would have took the title off Io at the Rumble. That is a strong possibility. In fact, I agree with you. I think if Charlotte Flair was not injured, she would have taken the belt off of Io, and you would have had Bianca versus Charlotte at Mania, which is what they've been trying to do for the longest time. A lot of people are booking these non-title women's matches. Non-title singles matches for the women are hard to come by. Can anybody tell me off the top of their head what the last one was? What was the last non-title singles match for the women? I don't remember. Typically, singles matches are title matches. So if you're going to do Bianca versus Charlotte at Mania, most likely it would be for the title. Now, if any match could be on the card that's non-title for the women, it would be Charlotte versus Bianca, right? If anyone could. Bianca, Charlotte, that star power, that could get on the card without a title. It's possible. But we'll never know what's really going to happen. We'll never know what was going to happen because Charlotte got injured. But I can't help but think that Charlotte would have beaten Io at the Rumble for the title had she not got injured. Becky versus Trish, that wasn't at the Mania. That was the Mania match for that was it was Becky, Trish, Lita versus Damage Control. Becky versus Trish was at Payback. It was at Payback, right? It was at Payback. Oh yeah, you're good, Dan. So as a result, Io title reign would be extended as a result of her title reign. If we're correct, we don't know what the hell going on. We're not in the damn writing room, right? But if we're right, then Io's reign has been extended due to Charlotte Flair's injury, which is fine. Io's she's very good in the ring. I will say that her character, of all of Damage Control, Io Sky's character is the least interesting. She's kind of on the back burner, kind of in the background right now. Asuka, Kairi, Bayley, and Dakota are all more interesting than her, and she's the champion. Some of that has to do with the fact that I can't blame the language barrier because Asuka and Kairi are at the forefront and they're more compelling right now. Her character just isn't that compelling for whatever reason. I think creative need to do more with Io Sky. Give her more agency, give her more activity, give her more direction within the feud. Let her be calling more of the shots. Let her get more involved. She's kind of just with the belt. The last 2 weeks, she's kind of just been standing around with the belt doing nothing. Hopefully today, because we have the Kabuki Warriors versus Afterlife. I've given them this name. It's not their official name, but Life of the Party versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. They're taking on the Kabuki Warriors. Hopefully, Io has something to say or something to do today. Get Io Sky kind of in the mix here, because right now she's kind of just standing around doing nothing. But don't tell the IWC that. If you tell the IWC that, they'll say you're hating. So, I think once the Rumble is done, it's all about boosting both women's champions as threatening bosses. Rhea for sure. Io, we'll see. The jury's still out on how hard they'll push Io as a dominant champion. I think if they go into the Bayley Io story, which I think they're gonna do, it'll be interesting to see how they play that. But it's probably the best story to make. So that's that one. So let's move on to the next one, which is the last one, which is probably the least compelling one, which is the Tribal Queef versus Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus AJ Styles. This is gonna happen. This is happening. Oh wait, this one. It's totally happening. This is happening, folks. I'm not that excited about this match. Roman will win, of course. I guess the question is, what is the storyline coming out of it? Will Solo Sikoa get some type of direction here? Will The Rock get involved somehow? Those are kind of the question marks I have in regard to the bloodline. Will The Rock get involved somehow? If they want to do The Rock versus at Mania, I hope they don't. But if they do want to do The Rock at Mania, will he get involved here somehow, somewhere at the end? Will Solo Sikoa accidentally overstep his boundaries and like hits like the tribal chief by accident or something? Those are kind of questions I'm asking. Beyond that, I think LA Knight or AJ Styles gets pinned. Randy doesn't take a pin. Roman wins. And that's kind of that. I'm not really that high on this match. It'll be a fun match. It'd be great to watch. Do I think anything will come of it within the match? No, but I think the storyline beyond the match is the most compelling part of this, And it's going to main event because Roman always main events. For me, the only reason this would be the main event is if Rock appears afterwards. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You want that last image of the Rumble to either be the biggest selling point of the show. Yeah. Right. What was the last year? See, last year they had the last year the last moment was to tie into the Elimination Chamber. Cause you remember it was Kevin Owens versus Roman, and that's when Roman won, of course, via interference, and he tried to get Sami Zayn to hit Kevin Owens with the belt, and then Roman Reigns turned his back to Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn hit him with the belt. And that was the big turn where Sami Zayn finally turned on Roman. That was what happened at the Royal Rumble last year, and that led right into Elimination Chamber. But that wasn't really the story for Mania. In this case, I guess if Roman Reigns is not defending at the Chamber, it looks like he's not going to. I would say yes. The final part of this show should be about Mania, but it can't really be for Cody because Cody, in my opinion, he's going to lose. So maybe it's possible that they don't announce the match until the Chamber, because remember, I think AJ taking the pin. Yeah, the biggest appeal of the match is just the fact that it's finally not a 1-on-1. You're right. That makes it interesting, right? Because it's actually 4 participants. If it was 1, Roman wins in the end. Same old. But it's 4, so it gets more characters into the mix. Last year we didn't know what the Chamber main event was going to be until Rumble, because the turn happened at Rumble. So it's possible that Roman Reigns will be on the card at the Chamber, but what happens here will lead into the Chamber match, just like what happened last year. Last year, Sami Zayn turned, got Sami versus Roman at the Chamber. This year, something may happen at the Rumble, and then that'll pick or highlight or call out Roman's match at Chamber. We'll see. Right now, people are saying he won't have a match at Chamber. I think that'd be silly for them to have a stadium show in Perth, a stadium show, and Roman doesn't show up. That's weird. It's very possible, just like last year, what happens in this match will lead to the Chamber match, and that'll get announced then. But maybe The Rock will show up. Maybe Solo Sikoa will have a moment here, because right now I did a video on Solo Sikoa. The character is boring. The character's got no real direction. Maybe Solo Sikoa will have a moment here. We'll see. But yeah, so that's really it for the Rumble. It's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be an exciting Rumble. I'm looking forward to it for sure. One thing that throws me off is it feels like both the EC matches are SmackDown title focused, even with Roman expecting to get involved. Right, it's very SmackDown heavy. Even with the because there's no rematch, so it is very SmackDown heavy. I guess because the the Royal Rumble is very raw, very raw heavy with storylines, right? CM Punk Raw, Cody Rhodes Raw, Drew McIntyre Raw. They're all Gunther Raw. Like they're all the superstars for Raw are in the Royal Rumble. And that's where all the storylines are mixed in. This match, kind of running on fumes. Like I haven't really been that interested in this whole LA Knight, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Roman thing. Randy's not getting pinned. So it'll probably be AJ Styles or LA Knight. One of the two. I'm just hoping whatever storyline that they wrap this thing up with is compelling. Okay, and good. And if they have Mercedes Moné, have her show up at the end of this match, at the end of the show. So to wrap things up for this card, open the show, CM Punk wins. Logan Paul wins. Bayley wins. And then Roman Reigns retains. And then hopefully there's a big story point or story beat that gets people excited about the Chamber. Because Cody Rhodes is not going to get his Mania match official until he beats everyone in the Chamber match. Can you imagine the Chamber being Cody, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso? Maybe you put Bronson Reed, because Bronson Reed is from Australia, so maybe you put him in the Chamber match. Yeah, so you have Cody, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso. I think we need two more, right? Maybe put Gunther in there, maybe. I don't know. And then maybe Chad Gable or someone like that. It's gonna be a hell of a Chamber match. Knight is taking the pin properly. Yeah, tomorrow should be fun. I don't want to see any references to Vince McMahon, Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry, but dude, you gotta stay out of this. It'd be very weird if Brock Lesnar showed up there, considering the reports and the lawsuit and what's going on with Vince McMahon. He's too close, too connected. So no Brock Lesnar at the Rumble, I would hope. But would I be shocked if he showed up? No, I wouldn't be shocked. Unfortunately, I would not be shocked. Yeah, so I wonder what else. Like, do you guys have any questions about the Rumble? Anything I missed about tomorrow? I covered all the matches. I covered the potential surprises. AJ Lee. I think AJ Lee is more likely than Mercedes Moné. I think Naomi will show up for sure. I think we'll get Naomi. I think it'd be cool if Naomi returned as a heel. We get heel Naomi, because babyface Naomi is going to be nothing interesting for her. It's going to be the same old, same old. I don't know what you do with babyface Naomi, but if she come back as a heel, then that could be very interesting. You can maybe put her against Bianca. There's interesting things to do there. I'm hoping we see heel Naomi tomorrow. I don't know how Io gets on the show. Maybe Io shows up at the Rumble on the outside. Maybe if I have Rhea showing up in the men's Royal Rumble to help assist Dom from the outside, she's not going to be in the Rumble participating, but she'll be interfering from the outside. Maybe you bring in Io and you tell that story of Io in Damage Control turning on Bayley during the Rumble. Maybe that's how Io gets on the show. I don't know. Io's kind of like left in the dark a little bit. She's kind of forgotten about a little bit. Yeah, I'm expecting a big showing from Bianca Belair. I'm expecting a good showing from Drew McIntyre. I wouldn't be surprised if Drew. So what are your predictions for most eliminations? I think Drew McIntyre will have the most elimination for the men. And for the women, maybe Damage Control as like a unit. That's kind of cheating. I don't know for the women. I don't know about the women, but I'll say Drew McIntyre has the most elimination for the men. Sheamus return. That's a good call. Yeah, that's a good one. Sheamus returns. Sheamus, that's a good moment. Can you imagine if Big E made an appearance? That'd be crazy. That might be the biggest pop of the night. Big E, maybe the biggest pop in Royal Rumble history since like Edge. That'd be crazy if Big E showed up. Sheamus returns. Hopefully Raquel is back. I'm hoping we see Raquel. She's been out because of her skin with a skin issue. Hopefully we see Raquel. Hopefully we see Tiffany Stratton. I think it's a big moment for her. We haven't seen her on TV since the Fallon Henley farm situation, so I'm hoping we see Tiffany Stratton tomorrow. Who else? What else? Oh yeah, Nia Jax. Oh my God, Nia Jax will have the most eliminations. Yeah, okay. I almost forgot about Nia Jax. Yeah, she's gonna have the most eliminations. She's gonna be like the final boss of Mania, maybe not Mania of the Rumble. But I think Becky will eliminate her. But Nia Jax is definitely gonna have the most eliminations. I would start her at 1. Should be 1. That would be my 1. I have Cody Rhodes coming in at 1. I have Nia Jax coming in at 1. Either Nia Jax or Jade. If Jade is in the Rumble, she has to have the most eliminations, you would think. I just don't think it's smart to have her in there. I just don't. If she shows up, people will expect her to have a great showing. People will expect her to have the most eliminations, and they would expect her to have. They would expect her to win, which is a position I don't think they want to be in. Kofi will have a successful spot. Oh yeah, Liv Morgan should be back for sure. Liv Morgan will be back for sure, and I think she'll have a good showing. Do I think she'll go all the way to the final 2? No, but she may be final 4. So maybe Liv, Bianca, Dakota Kai, and Bayley, if the story plays out the way I wanted to play out with Dakota Kai. If not, then no Dakota. But I think Bayley. I think Liv Morgan will have a long run. Last year, Liv Morgan eliminated Bayley. This year, I can see Bayley eliminating Liv Morgan. But Liv Morgan will definitely show up. Kofi will have a successful spot, I think. I think this year they'll make sure that his spot is successful. I think him and Naomi will have a moment. If Naomi is the babyface. If he comes back a heel, then they won't have that little babyface situation. But yeah, it's a good moment. Liv Morgan is clear of any of that stuff. She's clear with the legal. She didn't have any legal issues. She's clear. She's in the clear with that. She's gonna show up at the Rumble for sure. Anything else besides Liv and Naomi and maybe AJ Lee? Beth Phoenix is a possibility as a surprise for the women. Yeah, she's cleared. She's cleared. No, she was seen training with Jake Cargill at the PC. So she's in the PC. She's training. She's healthy. She's ready to go. We'll get her for sure. What else? R-Truth. Oh yeah, that's a good call. R-Truth will have a moment with Judgment Day. He'll be in there for sure because he's in active storylines with Judgment Day. I think you'll see he may get Dominic Mysterio eliminated, and that might piss off Rhea Ripley. What else? Talk about Pat McAfee. Is there anything people talking about online right now? I think Liv Morgan fans are going to be some of them still, even with all the obvious Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley setup, some of them truly feel in their bones that Liv Morgan is going to return and win the Royal Rumble. I feel for those folks. I don't know what else to say to them. I've tried all I can. I've tried so hard, and I got so far. But in the end, it doesn't really matter because they still think that Liv Morgan is going to win. So God bless them. We'll see. Maybe they'll be right, and I'll be so wrong, but maybe they'll be right. What else? Yeah, Liv Morgan's not winning. Sorry. I think if the Kabuki Warriors lose tonight, like I think they will, that's why I want SmackDown. I want the main event of SmackDown to be the title match for the women, the tag match, because you can end the show with the story beat revolving around Damage Control and Becky and Bayley, and that'll feed right into the Rumble. I don't care about LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa. The story is about Bayley. If Bayley's going to win the Rumble, I think if Bayley is winning the Rumble, I think the show should end with the Damage Control and the title match. I think they will fail. I think they will fail. I gave the reasons why last stream. The Kabuki Warriors held the belts a week before the championship match. That's a bad omen. They held the belts and they danced with it in the champions' faces. And then on Raw, they showed up and attacked the champions from behind. This is setting up way too easy for me to predict. I would be shocked if Life of the Party did not retain. And if it's Bayley's fault, that could be the last showing or the last image before Royal Rumble is confusion or awkwardness or debate within Damage Control that feeds right into the Royal Rumble match. Yeah, it should definitely main event tonight. It should definitely main event. Will it? I don't know, but I hope it does. Is that it? Oh, look, Triple H just posted I think that's it for See you tonight. Look at this guy. Not a care in the world. Not a care in the world. Hopefully the missing man situation not bothering him too much. They should just ignore it. Put on a good show for the fans. Yeah. What else here? Anything else that I want to talk about before I wrap this up here? Slim Jim has notified WWE. Oh, this is huge. This is huge. Hearing rumblings that Slim Jim has notified the WWE they are pulling their sponsorships from tomorrow's Royal Rumble event. Wow. Holy shit. This is the issue. This is it. They have to get this man out of here. They can't mess around with this anymore. This is it. This is the reason. Vince McMahon can't say shit about this. There are financial implications here. They are losing money. They are losing sponsorships because of Vince McMahon. They have to pull the trigger. This is it. You can't. There's one thing to try to hide. If the sponsors don't care, that's one thing. The sponsors, the money, cares. Once the money becomes an issue, it's over. It's a wrap. They have to get Vince McMahon out of here. They have to. You're losing sponsors. Slim Jim is a big sponsor. If this is the case, it's over. It's over. There's no. Same thing with like the whole Washington Redskins situation here in America. We had the Washington Redskins. The owner refused to change the name. Well, then the sponsor said, "Oh, really?" Once the sponsor stepped up and said, "All right, we're backing out of sponsorships. We're not going to sponsor you guys. We don't want to associate with you guys." What happened? They changed the name. Money talks. Right or wrong, money talks. If they start losing sponsors, it's a wrap for Vince. LA Knight had a deal with them. LA Knight was a sponsor for Slim Jim. Bianca Belair was a sponsor for Slim Jim. They were the faces of the Slim Jim ad. That's money out of their pockets because of Vince McMahon. So now you have talent in LA Knight and Bianca Belair losing money because of Vince. It's a problem. It's a problem. So yeah, that's huge. They got to move. The company is losing money. The talent is losing money. It's over. They had to kick him out of the board. Oh, here's right here. I didn't even see it. Yeah, they notified him. Yeah, Slim Jim inside. We ain't trying to mess around with that nonsense. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. What's in that filing is disgusting. Imagine others considering the same too. Major damage. Yes. To Mania. Yes, Mania. Mania sponsorship. It's a big deal. You can't have Vince McMahon involved. You gotta get him out of here. They had to present this to Vince. Say, Vince, I'm sorry, but we gotta kick you out of here. Look at what you're doing. Slim Jim is pulling out. We don't have time for this. Oh Lord. And new. See, this is why I try to avoid spoilers. Boozer saying and new. Is he saying that the Kabuki Warriors are winning tonight? I hate spoilers. It could be anything. It could be anything. It could be anything. That's why I hate being online sometimes. What the hell? It doesn't make sense for them to win tonight, though. Let me say something right now. Let me say something right now. If the Kabuki Warriors win tonight, Triple H will have subverted all expectations. The history of the WWE, he has. That's true. That's true. That's true. He could be talking about anything. He could be talking about anything. But the history of the WWE booking to have, I'm gonna think about it. Last SmackDown, they taunted the champions with the belts in their face, which typically means they're gonna lose, right? Then they beat them up on Raw. They went on Raw and attacked them from behind. Then you have them show up on SmackDown and beat them. You are burying Life of the Party. You are burying them. They taunted them in their face. They beat them up on Raw, and then they take the belts on SmackDown. Now it makes sense storyline wise. You can make anything make sense. EO has the title. The Kabuki Warriors have the title, and now it's up to Bayley to complete her plan. Her plan is to win the Royal Rumble. If the Kabuki Warriors have the title, if Io Sky has the title, then the focus is on Bayley, and then you have the turn. And then you have Dakota say, no, actually, I'm winning the Royal Rumble because I'm going to be the champion, and you're going to be the one without the belt. That works too. But this doesn't make sense how it's set up to have Life of the Party, who they're giving all these vignettes to, they're giving all this. I don't know. I don't buy it. It'd be weird. He would completely have subverted expectations if the Kabuki Warriors win tonight. He would completely have subverted all expectations. Only way I can see it is if via failed attempts to help Bayley and then show, okay. Then they succeed without her. Yeah, right. It just doesn't make sense the way they've set up Life of the Party like this. Like, I'm not letting Boozer completely derail me here, but they could pull the trigger. It just wouldn't fit what they've been setting up with these girls. They've been giving them vignettes. They've been trying to get them over. Yeah, the go home match doesn't make sense. The go home match doesn't make sense for them to win tonight, but it's possible. It makes sense for them to win if you're telling the story of we all have the goal. Now, Bayley, it's your turn. Come through, Bayley. Now you have to finish your part. That makes sense. But it doesn't just feel like they're burying them to have the sequence of events, have them get attacked on Raw. It's just weird. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Now, I was pretty confident. Now that one tweet from Boozer has got me shook. He will have completely subverted expectations to the point where I won't be able to guess anymore. Like, if they win tonight, yeah, he would have. Yeah, I can't. I'm speechless. He just would have subverted expectations completely if they do win tonight. What can I say? I was very confident, as you can see here. I'm so confident the Life Party will retain. Yeah, that'd be different. Yeah, no ways, Reigns. I guess they could do Kevin Owens. Damn you, Boozer. Damn you. I wish I didn't see that. Now it's gonna be in my head. Everyone's saying the Kabuki Warriors. Yeah, it's crazy. Or maybe it's about Kevin Owens. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Right. I should have done that. It just doesn't make sense for them to win it now. Not now. Not after all the buildup you've done with Life of the Party. After all that, the vignettes, all that trying to get them over. The face off between them and you do a face off between them and Zoe and Shayna on Raw. They get attacked from behind and then you pull the trigger on them losing. I have to believe. I have to see it to believe it. I have to see it to believe it. If the Kabuki Warriors win, Bayley is losing the Rumble. Unless during the Rumble, Dakota tries to eliminate Bayley, right? So if the goal is, yes, Io wins, the Kabuki Warriors win, and now the final piece that Bayley doesn't know about, the final piece is Dakota winning the Rumble, so Dakota can face Rhea, and Bayley doesn't know about that, then that can make sense as to why Bayley can still win, and then she says, okay, I'm going after Io. Because you guys went behind my back and had a secret plan to have Dakota win that I didn't know about. That can work. But yeah, it just to have a clean sweep where it's Triple H. Maybe she tricked me. Maybe he did. The math, my understanding of wrestling, the history of wrestling, the math said that it's going to be Life of the Party retaining. It just doesn't make sense for them to say, yeah. So, but here's the thing. Let's put our thinking caps on for a second. Let's put our thinking caps on. All right, thinking caps on. Why, if Dakota Kai wants to win the Rumble, do you guys think Bayley would have a problem with them saying, let's say, based on the storyline we've seen, take the storyline in consideration, right? Let's say Dakota Kai goes to Bayley and says, hey, Bayley, I know you want to win the Royal Rumble and challenge Rhea, but you know what? I'm cleared. I'm ready to go, and I want to win the Rumble. And Io Sky has agreed, and we're going to set it up so I can win, and I'll challenge Rhea, and you won't. Will the Bayley character have a problem with that? I don't think so. I don't think she would. That's the thing. Like, why be secretive about that? Bayley loves the Damage Control. She loves Io. She loves Dakota. If they approached Bayley and said, hey, Bayley, we want Dakota to win the Rumble. She's cleared, she's ready to go. She would be on board. She would be disappointed, but she would be on board. So this idea that they would win the championship tonight and then turn on Bayley, why not just approach Bayley and say, hey, Bayley, guess what? We don't like the idea of you winning the Rumble. We don't trust you, so we're going to give it to Dakota. That would work fine. So it's almost like it would be too forced. That would feel too forced. It'd make more sense for Bayley to fail tonight and say, you know what? It's a wrap for you, Bayley. Behind the scenes, not the. You know what? We're taking her out tonight. Tomorrow, Dakota, you're the forefront. You're going to be winning it, or we're going to eliminate you tomorrow because she screwed up, and tonight would be the final straw. It just doesn't make sense. Right. Something significant. Because right now Bayley is harmless. Bayley is harmless. She's not doing anything wrong. She wants to help. She loves them. She just is kind of a nuisance. She kind of like she's not doing anything significant enough to get thrown out. There needs to be something significant, something that would make sense as to why they would throw her out. Right now she's just there. She's not hurting anyone. She's trying. She's helping them. What is the trigger for them throwing her out? If they win tonight and nothing goes wrong, like Dan said earlier, Dan said that maybe she almost cost them the match, but they win in spite of her. Okay, that works fine. Okay, but that could get messy. I don't know. I don't know. Triple H's booking is wonky. Yeah. 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 I don't know. Like, yeah, it's made me think. Like, um, I don't really know how they're gonna book that. You know, like, how did he book that and have it make sense? Like, now I can see it go either way now. If I ignore the booking completely, like if I ignore completely the booking and say, okay, forget about them taunting them with the belts, forget about them showing up on Raw and beating them up, forget about all that. Then yeah, I can see them winning tonight. Sure, you can go either way. But the fact that they set it up like this, they'll be burying life of the party. Like they'll be burying them to a certain extent. Why try to get them over just to have them be buried like that? It doesn't make sense. Only reason is when Damage Joe sees her at the lost cause, no longer beneficial. Yeah, yeah. I mean, right, right. Like if there's no use for her, then sure. But she's harmless. So like, what's the? You can have her just do your bidding. Like she'll she'll like help them all they want. She'll have to screw up. She would have to screw up somehow, I think, for it to change. They clearly don't like her. Clearly they don't like her, right? They don't like her. Really, she's kind of annoying. They kind of like talk behind her back. They don't tell her anything, but she's harmless. So, in order for me to buy that they would turn on her, something needs to happen. Tonight's gonna be fascinating. I'm this. I hope this is the main event. I hope this is the main event for real. I really do. It's why I always hated it when Mania opponents were also tag champs like Cena and Michaels. Right, right. It was supposed to be Charlotte versus Bianca, and that's why I had to cut them some slack because their plans completely have changed. Charlotte Flair was going to be a big player, right? She's going to be a big player in all of this, and she got injured. Who knows what would have happened? So I'm trying to cut them some slack because they didn't know that Charlotte was going to get injured. Bianca, I think Charlotte was going to beat EO for the title, so that changes a lot of stuff. So you had to cut them some slack. But if they win tonight, it's going to be weird for life of the party. Because how do you come back from that? They taunt you with the belts, they attack you on Raw, then they take your titles. I don't know about that one. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens tonight. I think they should lose. I think the Kabuki Warriors should lose, and it should be Bayley's fault. That makes the clearest amount of sense. Then you go into Rumble. Rather than having them win, I guess they can win in spite of Bayley. Yeah, that's just weird. Yeah, I can see that. This is a short reign, but Triple H has done that before, right? He did that with Raquel and she got released. Raquel had the titles with what's her face? What's her face? Girl who got released. She tagged with Raquel for a little bit. She won the titles with Raquel. Yeah, there you go. Aaliyah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, they did a short run with them, and then Damage Control won it right back. They won it back immediately. They were like 2 weeks later. They won it. So yeah, they could do that again, I guess. But why? What's the point? So, but Damage Control won it back at a PLE. The next PLE is the Chamber. You're gonna have the Kabuki Warriors versus um Life of the Party at the Chamber. I don't know, folks. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. This is all because of that damn Boozer tweet. It's the only reason why I'm sitting here like baffled because of that damn Boozer tweet. Boozer tweeted that there's gonna be a and new. He tweeted and new. That could mean Logan Paul and KO potentially, or it could mean tonight's match. If it happens tonight, it just doesn't. It just hurts the current tag team champions, Life of the Party. It doesn't reflect the booking, and I don't know. It would completely change my thought process on Triple H's booking. I can't trust anything he does now. There's no formula to it. There's no. It's that's a good thing. I guess you can argue it's more unpredictable, but it just buries the current champions. I don't think so either. Booze is bad for you. Exactly, Dan. Exactly. The titles won't be defended at the Chamber. I don't think they will either. Which means it'll be another SmackDown match, or definitely it'll be a SmackDown match because they're not. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to like talk my way out of it. Like maybe they do win tonight, but it just doesn't make. Maybe they do win tonight. Maybe. You know what? I'm sticking to my guns. They're gonna lose tonight. Boozer's wrong. How he's wrong, I don't know, but he's wrong. I'm sticking to my guts. The Kabuki Warriors will lose tonight. Whatever happens if Bayley is still getting kicked out of the group. Yeah, I agree. Exactly. No matter what, she's getting kicked out for sure. But yeah, man, it just new champions tonight, huh? We'll see. I'm not convinced, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, guys. Unless you have something else to talk about, I think I'm gonna wrap it up now. I still have the Kabuki Warriors losing tonight. Or not retaining. Could be a DQ finish, right? Technically, it could be DQ. But my gut tells me, before I saw that Boozer tweet, my gut tells me that Life of the Party should retain. But if they're telling the story of, narratively, it makes sense to tell a story that, okay, Bayley, your plan is going to the Rumble, Io Sky champion, the Kabuki Warriors are champion. Now I'm gonna like fulfill my duties. I'm gonna accomplish my goal now by I'm gonna play my part by winning the Rumble and then facing Rhea. Right? That makes sense for her storyline if all the ducks are in a row. If everything lines up perfectly, then it makes sense, right? But why did they have them taunt them with the belts? Why did they have them beat them up on Raw just to then beat them on SmackDown? It is why do that? All right, Dan, see you later. All right, guys. That is it for the stream. The Kabuki Warriors. I have the Kabuki Warriors losing, but we'll see what happens. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Tomorrow should be fun. My next stream will probably be on Monday after the Rumble. Good stuff. You know what? If something crazy happens tonight, I might do a video or stream tomorrow. If something crazy happens, but I doubt it. The IWC is gonna be crazy tonight, regardless of what happens with this title match. Should be good shit. All right, folks. Remember to like and subscribe. See you later. Have fun. Tomorrow should be one of the best PLEs of the year. Enjoy it. Try to have fun. Don't think about Vince McMahon and his old crusty ass. And hopefully everything will be cool. All right, guys. Later.